This is the complete guide to Excel shortcut keys, updated with the latest information. This video is divided up into timestamps that you can come back to anytime. Leave a comment and let me know what's your favorite Excel shortcut key, and let's get started right now. Let's run through shortcut keys to help you navigate your spreadsheet. Alt-Tab cycles through open Windows applications. Alt-Shift-Tab cycles through them in reverse. Control-Tab cycles through open Excel workbooks. Control-Shift-Tab cycles through them in reverse. Control-Page-Up navigates sheets to the left. Control-Page-Down navigates sheets to the right. Alt-Page-Down navigates one screen to the right. Alt-Page-Up navigates one screen to the left. Control-Alt+ increases the zoom of your current sheet. Control-Alt- decreases the zoom of your current sheet. Control-Right arrow navigates to the first non-blank cell right. Control-Down arrow navigates to the first non-blank cell down. Control-Up arrow and left arrow work the same way. Control-End takes you to the last cell in the worksheet containing formatting or data. Control-Home takes you to the first cell in the worksheet. Control-G takes you to a specific cell, type it in the reference section, and click OK. Let's run through shortcut keys for making selections. Control-Shift-Down selects continuous cells down. Notice that we stop at Feb and have to click the down arrow again to select more cells because there are blanks. Control-Shift-Right selects continuous cells right. Control-A selects the range of cells, and press it again to select the entire worksheet. To select multiple cell ranges, make the first selection with Shift and the arrow keys, then press Shift F8 and select the second range of cells with Shift and arrow keys again. Sometimes when you make a selection, the active cell is not in view. Press Control Backspace to view the active cell and maintain your selection. Shift Spacebar selects the entire row. Control Spacebar selects the entire column. While you have an entire column selected, Control-Shift+ adds a new column or row. And Control- deletes an entire column or row. Control-0 hides an entire column. Control-9 hides an entire row. Highlight some cells and Alt, semicolon selects only visible cells. I'm going to highlight these cells as green. Control-Shift-0 unhides hidden columns. Control-Shift-9 unhides hidden rows. And you can see that only visible cells from the previous steps were highlighted green. Alt-Shift-Right arrow groups rows or columns. When you click OK, you can hide the grouped columns with Control-0 and unhide with Control-Shift-0. And Alt-Shift-Left arrow ungroups rows or columns. Let's run through shortcut keys for taking action. Control-C copies the data. Control-V pastes the data. Control-C again, and Control-Alt-V brings up the Paste Special menu. Note the underlined letters here. I can press F, and Excel selects formulas. V and Excel selects values. When I press Enter, Excel pastes only the value that I copied. Control-X cuts the data, and Control-V pastes it. Control-Z undoes the last action. Control-D copies data from the above cell. Control-Y redoes the most recent action you took. And you can also press F4. Control-R copies data from the cell to the left. I'm going to highlight the data here, and Control-E flash fills based on the pattern that Excel detects. Control-F brings up the Find menu, and when I type in a value to find, I can press Enter to cycle through the cells that Excel finds, and press Escape to exit the menu. Control-H brings up the Find and Replace menu, and I'm going to find groceries and replace it with food. Based on the underlined letter, I can press Alt-A to initiate the Replace All. Control-T converts your data to an Excel table. Control-Shift-L removes filters. Control-Shift-L applies filters as well. Alt-Down arrow opens the Filter menu. Spacebar removes and adds selections in the filter menu. And press Enter to make your selection. Highlight a range of cells, type a value, and use Control-Enter to enter that value in multiple cells at once. Let's run through shortcut keys for formatting cells. Control-Shift-tilde applies the general format. Control-Shift-1 formats the cell as a number with a comma and 2 decimal places. Control-Shift-2 formats the cell as time with the hour, minute, and AM or PM. Control-Shift-3 formats the cell as a date with day, month, year. Control-Shift-4 formats the cell as currency with 2 decimal places. Control-Shift-5 formats the cell as a percentage. Control-Shift-6 formats the cell with scientific number format. Control-Shift-7 applies a border around the cell. Control-Shift- removes that border. Control-B bolds the contents of the cell. Control-I applies italics. Control-U underlines. Control-5 applies a strike-through format. Control-semicolon enters today's date. Alt-Enter lets you start a new line in the same cell. And Control-Shift-semicolon enters today's time. Control-1 opens the Format Cells menu where you have even more formatting options. Check out Single Accounting Underline in the Font menu for a nice way to format headers. Let's run through shortcut keys for entering and editing formulas. Start typing your formula, arrow key down to select from the options, and press Tab to autocomplete. Use Control-Shift arrow keys to select a range of cells. Press F4 once to apply an absolute reference that will not change when the formula is moved. F4 again applies a mixed reference with rows locked into place. F4 once more applies a mixed reference with columns locked into place. Use arrow keys to select individual cells. And press Enter to close the formula. F2 edits the active cell. Control left arrow moves one word to the left. Control-Shift left arrow selects one word to the left. Highlight part of a formula and F9 calculates only that part. Home takes you to the beginning of the formula row. End takes you to the end of the formula row. Escape cancels any changes you made to your formula. Control backtick shows all formulas in your worksheet. Control-Shift-U expands the formula bar, and Control-Shift-U again collapses the formula bar. Control-Apostrophe copies down the exact formula from the above cell. Control-Shift-Apostrophe copies down the value from the above cell. Control-F3 brings up the named range dialog. Highlight a range of cells and press Control-Shift-backslash to identify cells with different formulas. Let's run through shortcut keys for charts. Highlight your data and Alt-F1 creates a chart of your data embedded in the current sheet. F11 creates a chart on another sheet. I'm going to copy this chart and paste it on our other sheet. And when I press Alt and resize the chart size snaps to the rows and column sizes in Excel. Click on your chart and press Control and Shift to make a copy of the chart and drag it in alignment with the original. Press Shift and click and drag the chart with your mouse, and this keeps it in alignment with the other charts on the sheet. Let's run through how to use the menu key in Excel. The menu key is between the Alt and Control keys on the right of the keyboard, and it simulates a right click on your mouse. For example, highlight a column with Control Spacebar and press the menu key. From here, you can make selections using the underlined letters. Pressing W brings up the option to adjust column width. Key the amount in and press Enter. Let's run through how to use Alt shortcuts in Excel. Control F1 hides and shows the ribbon. Pressing the Alt key shows little black letters across the ribbon. For example, Alt-HH highlights cells, and Alt-WVG shows grid lines, and again hides grid lines. You can also create your own Alt shortcuts with the Quick Access toolbar, also known as the QAT. Here's the command to clear contents from a cell, something I do frequently. Right-click on that command and select Add to Quick Access toolbar. The command appears here in the Quick Access toolbar. And now I can press Alt-1 to clear cell contents. Put commands in the Quick Access toolbar that you use often. I have a border line color, bottom border, and column width in my QAT, and can access them with the Alt key and a number. And a brand new shortcut coming to Excel is paste values. Microsoft 365 users only need to press Ctrl-Shift-V to paste values. And if you're still here, check out this next video from my channel that you're sure to like, and I will see you next time.